Imagine being 18, fresh out of high school, signing your life away for a dream that turns into a nightmare. The financial aid lady smirks and says, "You'll pay it off easy with that fancy degree." Fast forward 12 years. I'm staring at my bank account, making that final payment on $92,000 of soul-crushing debt. And as the balance hits zero, I whisper to myself, "I beat you." If you've ever felt trapped by the system that promised you the world but delivered chains, stick around. This is my story of breaking free, and the sweet, sweet taste of victory. Hello everyone, my name is Emily Carter. I'm 30 years old now, living in bustling Columbus, Ohio, and I work as a school counselor, helping kids navigate the same pitfalls I fell into. Today, I want to share a very personal story from my life. My real-life battle with student debt that nearly broke me. This isn't just a tale of struggle, it's about rising up, getting even with a broken system, and finding that inner strength you didn't know you had. If you've ever dreamed of flipping the script on something that wronged you, hit that like button right now, subscribe for more inspiring true stories, and let's dive in. Trust me, by the end, you'll feel empowered too. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. I was born and raised in a tiny town called Millfield, Ohio, the kind of place where the biggest event of the year is the county fair, and everyone knows your family's business before you do. My parents, God bless them, were hardworking folks. Dad was a mechanic at the local garage, fixing up old trucks with grease-stained hands that never quite came clean. Mom waitressed at the diner on Main Street, serving coffee and pie to truckers and farmers with a smile that hid how tired she really was. They didn't have much. We lived in a modest two-bedroom house with a leaky roof and a backyard that flooded every spring, but they poured everything into me and my dreams. I was the smart one, the golden child. Straight A's from kindergarten through high school, always buried in books or volunteering at the library. My parents beamed with pride when teachers called me gifted. "You're going to college, Emily," Dad would say, clapping me on the back with those calloused hands. "First in the family. You'll make something of yourself, escape this small-town trap." Mom would nod, her eyes misty. "Education's the key, honey. It'll open doors we never even dreamed of." But here's the thing, we were poor. Not destitute, but the kind where Christmas meant one gift each, and vacations were day trips to the lake. College? That was a pipe dream without loans. I applied to Ohio State University anyway, heart pounding as I hit submit on the application. When the acceptance letter came, we celebrated with pizza from the dollar store, the whole family cheering like I'd won the lottery. Fast forward to orientation day. I'm 18, wide-eyed and terrified, sitting in the financial aid office. The room smelled like stale coffee and printer ink, with fluorescent lights buzzing overhead like angry bees. The counselor, Mrs. Hargrove, a middle-aged woman with a tight bun and glasses perched on her nose, slid a stack of papers across the desk. "Student loans are your best friend," she said, her voice chipper, like she was selling candy. "Federal ones have low interest, and with a psychology degree, you'll be making bank in no time. Therapists pull six figures easy." I hesitated, my pen hovering. $92,000? It sounded like Monopoly money. But what choice did I have? My parents couldn't co-sign. They had their own debts from Dad's medical bills after a back injury at work. My hands shook as I signed. Ink smeared a little on the page, and I felt a knot in my stomach, like I'd just swallowed a rock. Inside my head, doubts swirled. What if I can't pay this back? What if this is a mistake? But I pushed them down. This was my ticket out. Mrs. Hargrove patted my hand. "Don't worry, sweetie. Everyone does this. You'll be fine." College was a blur of all-nighters, ramen noodles, and that constant hum of anxiety in the back of my mind. I loved my classes, diving into human behavior, understanding why people tick. But money? It was always tight. I worked part-time at the campus bookstore, shelving textbooks that cost more than my weekly paycheck. Weekends were for studying, not partying. My roommates went out for drinks. I stayed in, counting pennies. Graduation day at 22 was supposed to be triumphant. Cap and gown, diploma in hand, parents in the stands wiping tears. But as I walked across that stage, all I could think about was the email I'd gotten that morning. Loan repayment starts in 6 months. Balance: $92,000. Interest already accruing like a snowball rolling downhill. My stomach churned, a wave of nausea hitting me under the hot sun. How am I supposed to pay this? I thought, forcing a smile for the photos. I moved to Columbus right after, chasing job leads. The city was overwhelming, honking cars, towering buildings, people rushing everywhere. I crashed on a friend's couch at first, then found a dingy apartment in a sketchy neighborhood. Peeling wallpaper that curled like old skin, a faucet that dripped endlessly, and neighbors who argued through thin walls at 2 a.m. Rent was $800 a month. Highway robbery for what it was. Job hunting was brutal. Entry-level psychologist? Sorry, we need a master's. Counseling assistant? Starts at $12 an hour. I applied to hundreds of positions, tailoring resumes until my eyes blurred. Finally, I landed 2 gigs: barista at a chain coffee shop by day, stocking shelves at a bookstore by night. Combined, I made about $28,000 a year before taxes. After rent, utilities, and groceries, I had maybe $200 left for loans. The minimum payment? $850 a month. Do the math, it didn't add up. Every payday, I'd log into my Sallie Mae account, heart racing like I was about to jump off a cliff. The balance stared back. $91,500. $91,000. It barely budged because interest ate up most of the payment. I'd sit there, palms sweaty on the keyboard, whispering to myself, this can't be real. I did everything right. Friends from college posted on social media, new cars, vacations to Mexico, engagements. Me? I skipped meals to stretch my budget. Breakfast was black coffee, lunch a peanut butter sandwich if I was lucky. Dinner? Whatever was on sale. The isolation hit hard. Invites came. Hey Emily, girls' night out? I'd fake a smile over the phone. Can't, working late. Truth? I couldn't afford a $10 cocktail. My world shrank to survival mode. Wake up at 5 a.m., brew coffee for strangers who tipped quarters, rush to the bookstore where dusty shelves mocked my degree. Home by 11 p.m., collapse on a lumpy mattress, only to do it again. Nights were the worst. I'd curl up on the bathroom floor, cold tiles against my back, and sob silently so roommates wouldn't hear. Tears streamed down my face, mixing with the drip from that leaky sink. Why did I do this? My mind raced. Mrs. Hargrove lied. The system lied. They trap you young, promise dreams, then chain you with debt. Powerlessness clawed at me, a heavy weight on my chest making it hard to breathe. I ignored a persistent cough because doctor's visits cost $100. Dental pain? Grit my teeth and bear it. I felt betrayed, by the counselors, the colleges, the whole damn American dream that said, work hard and succeed. And the antagonists? They weren't just faceless corporations, they personified in people around me. Take my coffee shop boss, Mr. Reynolds. A balding man in his 50s with a perpetual scowl and coffee breath that could wilt plants. He'd bark orders, faster, Emily. Customers don't wait. When I asked for a raise after 6 months, he laughed, a guttural, mocking chuckle that echoed in the empty shop. A raise? With that psychology degree gathering dust? You're lucky to have this job, kid. College grads like you are a dime a dozen. His words stung like a slap, underestimating me, disrespecting the blood, sweat, and tears I'd poured into my education. I clenched my fists behind the counter, nails digging into palms, fighting back tears. One day, I thought, you'll eat those words. Or my landlord, Mrs. Patel, who hiked rent every year with a shrug. Economy, dear. Pay up or move out. She'd pound on the door for late payments, her voice sharp through the wood. No excuses. I don't care about your loans. Infuriating. Her treating me like a deadbeat when I was killing myself to stay afloat. Family visits back home were torture. Mom and Dad tried to help, slipping me $50 here and there, but they had their own struggles. We're so proud, Mom would say, hugging me tight. But I saw the worry in her eyes. Hang in there, Em. I'd nod, throat tight, hiding how close I was to breaking. At 25, rock bottom hit. I got a collections call at work. Sally Mae threatening to garnish wages. My hands trembled as I hung up, vision blurring. That night, alone in my apartment, I screamed into a pillow. Enough. The turning point. No more victim. I resolved. I'd beat this debt, prove them all wrong. Revenge on the system that underestimated me? It started with a plan. I dove into research, late nights poring over finance blogs on my ancient laptop, the screen flickering under dim lamplight. Budgeting apps, side hustles, everything. I created a spreadsheet. Income in, expenses out. Cut cable, no eating out, thrift store clothes. Sensory details haunted me. The smell of cheap instant noodles, the itch of second-hand sweaters, the constant hum of fluorescent lights at extra shifts. Internal monologue fueled me. They think I'm powerless? Watch me. I picked up freelance writing gigs online, psychology articles for $20 a pop. Fingers flying over keys till 2 a.m., eyes burning. It was grueling, but each extra dollar chipped at the debt. Dialogue with myself became mantra. You got this, Emily. One payment at a time. Friends faded. I was too focused. But determination burned hot, a fire in my gut replacing the knot of fear. By 26, I applied for that school counselor job obsessively. Interviews, sweaty palms, practiced smiles. Why counseling? They'd ask. Because I know struggle, I'd say, voice steady. Finally, the offer, $45,000 a year. Not riches, but steady. I accepted, heart soaring for the first time in years. Now, the revenge planning escalated. Strict budget. 50% to debt, 30% necessities, 20% savings. No vacations. While classmates posted beach pics, I worked. No new clothes. Mended holes with needle and thread, fingers pricked bloody. Short sentences built tension in my mind. Pay now. Sacrifice. Win later. Execution. Avalanche method. Highest interest loans first. Each payment felt like a punchback. $1,000 here, $1,500 there. The balance dropped. $80,000, $70,000. Slow at first, then momentum built. Antagonists kept antagonizing. Mr. Reynolds denied overtime. Not for you, college girl. I quit quietly, landing a weekend tutoring gig instead. Mrs. Patel evicted me for a minor repair complaint. Fine. I moved to a cheaper basement apartment, damp walls and all. But I persisted. Years blurred. 27, counseling troubled kids, seeing my younger self in them. Don't sign blindly, I'd whisper in sessions. 28, debt at $50,000 halfway. Celebrated with a solo walk in the park, leaves crunching underfoot, cool air filling my lungs. 29. Side hustle grew. I started a blog on debt freedom, monetized with ads. Readers emailed, "You inspire me." Validation trickled in, sweet as honey. And then, at 30, the climax. It was a rainy Tuesday in April, gray skies mirroring my past but not my future. I sat at my kitchen table, a wobbly thrift find, laptop open to the loan portal. Balance. $1,247. Fingers hovered over, pay now. Heart hammered, breaths shallow. This is it, I thought. Revenge on every doubter, every lie, every night I cried. Click. Processing. Confirmed. 0. The screen refreshed. Paid in full. I stared, disbelieving. Then, the dam broke. Big, messy sobs racked my body, shoulders heaving, tears soaking my shirt. Relief flooded me like a tidal wave, washing away a decade of weight. I laughed through tears, punching the air. I did it. Take that, you bastards. The antagonist's reactions? Poetic justice. Mrs. Hargrove? I sent an anonymous email to the university. Your advice trapped me. Reform your system. No reply, but satisfaction burned. Mr. Reynolds? His shop closed. Economy, irony. I walked by the boarded windows, smirking. Who's laughing now? The system? I beat it. No garnishment, no chains. Triumph pulsed through me. Validation that I wasn't powerless. I stood taller, breathed easier. That night, I treated myself to takeout, first in years, savoring each bite like freedom. Looking back, the system is cruel, designed to prey on hopeful kids like I was. But I learned, persistence is the ultimate weapon. No matter the burden, you can carry through. Justice isn't always loud, sometimes it's quiet triumph. If you're struggling, know this, you're stronger than you think. Keep fighting, your payoff awaits. Phew, that was emotional reliving it all. If this story fired you up or gave you hope in your own battles, smash that like button. Let's get it to 10,000 likes. Drop in the comments. What's the heaviest burden you've overcome, or the sweetest revenge you've seen? Share your stories. I read every one. And of course, subscribe and hit the bell for more real-life tales of triumph over injustice. Thanks for watching. Remember, you're capable of more than you know. See you next time.